Hi, I'm Nikki Woods, and we are going beyond the studio. We're talking technology today and entrepreneurship. So I'm super excited to have such an expert with us, Angela Benton. She was born in Chicago, lived outside of DC, but also was in Virginia for a time, right before you moved out to Silicon Valley and started
Yes,
making
I've been
waves out
all
there.
over.
I understand. I've been all over too, so I appreciate you. You have a lot of credits to your name, but some of the finer points. One probably that was a defining moment in your life. You became the single mother at the age of 16.
Yes.
And you decided you were not going to be a statistic, so you went to school and went on to graduate magna cum laude with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Visual Communications. You also graduated high school in 3 years, which is phenomenal, but you've done a lot of postgraduate work in design work, graphic design, also interactive, and you have held several positions with different companies, most recently Black Web 2.0.
Yep. Yes.
And then you went on and decided you were going to do your own thing, right?
Well, I founded Black Web 2.0 in 2007, and so that is now, I guess, an asset to NewMe. So we acquired that
Oh,
company.
gotcha. So tell me about NewMe, which stands for New Media Entrepreneurship, correct?
Sure. So NewMe is essentially a platform of, I guess, a good way to describe it is support services for anyone who has an idea. So it might not be someone who even thinks of themselves as an entrepreneur. They might just have an idea. We can help them at that stage. It might be somebody that's further along that is an entrepreneur that needs help raising money, specifically in the technology industry. And so we have programs that can help them with that also. And so our whole goal and whole mission is really to support minority and women entrepreneurs as it relates to the technology industry. It's not a lot of diversity here. There's not a lot of black folks. There's not a lot of women, and so that's our purpose.
You know what? It's interesting because I'm sure, around here we tease Tom because he's always like that, say, man, I got an idea kind of person. But I think that rubs off on people, and it's like there's so many people around here that have such great ideas that it may not be in their expertise. And I think technology is probably one of those areas that we struggle in.
Mhm.
Why did you focus on that after you got, you went to school, went to college, went to post grad? Why did you focus on that?
Sure. Well, so, my career started in design, and I used to actually work for print publications, laying out the magazines. And
Mm-hmm.
this was during like the first .com bubble. And everyone was saying, oh, we're not going to have any jobs, and the internet's going to put us all out of business. So I ended up teaching myself how to code. And so then I started getting a lot of jobs. I freelanced, and that's really how I got in the technology industry. And what's interesting is, when you look back on your life, you don't see how things influence you and inspire you, but that's really what inspired me. I was almost always the only black person and always the only woman in my jobs in the technology industry. And so then I ended up starting Black Web 2.0 from that just because I saw a need. And I really just felt like I can't be the only person here. You know what I mean? And we gained community on the internet and kind of gained a following after that. And so it kind of proved my theory correct. And then from there, I wanted more. We were interviewing a lot of entrepreneurs, and it was just very interesting in the tech news that we didn't see a lot of the success stories. None of them were from anyone of color. None of them were from women. And so we ended up starting a 12-week residential incubator basically in Silicon Valley, and that kind of took off. It was featured on Black in America 4 in 2011, and
Yep.
that really kind of accelerated our business.
And so what do you say to people about the technology business? And I'm talking about people that are going to college or people that, kids already in high school that are just playing around on the computer and doing things that I can't even wrap my brain around, like my children and a little bit older, my nieces and nephews. I mean, what do you say to them about what they should be looking for, what they should be doing if they want to go into technology like you did?
Sure. So, I mean, an easy way to do it is to code. I have kids as well. A lot of times they don't even realize what they're doing. My daughter loves Tumblr. She's 16 and she codes little Tumblr themes and she taught herself how to do it. She didn't even really know, she was coding. So that's a really great, easy way to get involved in technology that can lead to something else. But another thing is, don't think that you have to learn how to code to be involved in technology. If you're more business savvy, if you're more on the business end of things, you can still be involved in it. A lot of folks are CEOs, entrepreneurs that pair up with someone who's more technical. So I know there's a lot of stories and stuff saying that you need to learn how to code to be in technology, but you don't. You don't.
I think, and what do you say to parents? Because it's like sometimes I get a little concerned about, especially with my oldest son, about the kind of time he spends on the computer and the kind of, because he's more a gamer. So he really loves that sort of thing. And I get a little nervous, about the fact that he doesn't get enough sunshine and that sort of thing. But he really, really loves it. So how can I encourage him not only to find balance, but also to pursue what he loves?
Sure. So my middle daughter, she's a gamer, and my household is probably one of the most connected households. Somebody's always on a tablet, a computer, a phone. And so, dinner time, we have no electronics at dinner time every day. But then also I'll have periods of time where they're not allowed to be on any electronic devices, particularly my youngest one who's 7. I'll tell her to go outside and play. My middle daughter, what's interesting about her, she is a gamer. She also likes things that she can build. So there's actually these little circuit board kits that, are not connected to the internet, but they can build things like robots, like functioning switches, and they can make it's extensible so they can make whatever they want to make out of it. And so that's a interesting way to get involved in technology from a hardware perspective, but not be connected to the internet.
Yeah, well, we do definitely dinner. There's no electronics in dinner, but we have there's 20 minutes where you have got to go outside and do something, or you have to, something not related to, homework or on the computer. And I think it's just necessary. And I'm realizing it's just not me. I guess I felt bad because I thought it was just my kids. But
it's not just you.
Okay, good. I was getting concerned. And so for people like myself, because I spend a lot of time on the internet. And I think that I'm very internet savvy. But, for those of us that are looking to take our businesses online, what other resources do you offer at NewMe for people that just want to find out more about how to use technology to accelerate their business? They don't necessarily want to be in the technology business, but they want to use it to make their businesses, more savvy, I guess.
Sure. So you don't have to be trying to build the next Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. That's the misconception about the technology industry. You can have a technology enabled business, which might be a brick and mortar business. It might be something that's offline, but you have some kind of technology component to it. For instance, you might do all of your marketing online and that's how you drive sales, or you might take credit card payments, or you might do recommendations to other products and services that people are buying. So one of the easiest ways that we work with entrepreneurs that way is we actually have a virtual accelerator program. We learned really quickly that we could only work with 16 people during the 12-week accelerator. So we recently launched the virtual accelerator where you don't have to come here. You don't have to relocate to Silicon Valley. You still have access to all of our same mentors and speakers. You can ask someone a very specific question who's from a Facebook or Twitter on how to market your business. So we have those resources, and it's not necessarily a curriculum per se. It's all dependent on the entrepreneur and where you're at and really the questions that you decide to ask.
All right. So how can people find out more information about you and NewMe?
They can go to our site, newmeaccelerator.com or newme.in, not .com, .in.
Oh, okay. That's a new one for me. Very good. What is it short for? Is it?
Well, there's a lot of different domain extensions, and so part of the problem now is their .coms are so hard to find. So they're either really expensive, somebody's squatting on them, or you just can't get it. So a lot of people will do other domain extensions. So like a .me, .in, .us, .biz, .ceo, or whatever.
I haven't seen a .in yet. I haven't seen that. It is so nice to meet you, and I'm so proud of all that you've accomplished and what you're doing to help us accomplish or accelerate our dreams. So, Angela Benton, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. We have gone beyond the studio with Angela Benton on theblackAmericaWeb.com.